lifting it with one hand, I'm holding it with the other, and I'm squeezing the two together. I'm just going to go over it once. Now you only need to cover it one time, you don't need to go back and forward. Don't do it like that. You need to get some pressure on so it's not too thick. Okay, then you put it down. You're going to hold it with two hands. We want the image to be in the middle. Got some ink in front of it. We're going to have it at that kind of angle, about 45 degrees, so not like that, like in between. Then we're going to just put a bit of pressure on, print it, not too fast. If you go too fast it's going to stick to the screen. And then we're going to lift it up, and now we can look at it. Now the print is fine, but you can see we've got two holes in the screen. More ink is coming through, so we're going to need to block them off because it's going to get very messy. So let's have a look.
所以那个洞是对的。对啊。
So one is
可以有那个边边不用，要不
there. Another one is there. So I'm putting a long bit of tape, so now as I print the ink's going to keep moving along, and I don't want it to come through. Now I'm ready to print, so I'm going to put my paper in the stops. I need to cover it with ink, so I'm going to cover it once with ink, and then one print.
Wow.
And look at it, looks good. We've got two little white bits there. I don't think we're going to have time to remove those. I think if we had more time I could get them out. I'm going to leave them for today, okay? Prints go in the rack. If you leave them sticking out a bit, it's easy to pull them out. You don't have to lift every rack up. Then you're just going to work through all your paper. Make sure the paper's really secure in position. Some of your ink's going to stick to the squeegee. It'll just come off. Cover it with ink. Do your print. And you can keep doing that until you've used all your paper up, okay? And as long as you get the paper in the stops correctly, and the screen isn't moving around, every print should be in the right position for the second one. So then we're going to take all the ink off, we're going to clean this up. When it's clean and dry, we're going to cover this one with tape, and we're going to take this tape off. And then we're going to have to move this paper out of the way. I won't move it now. And we're going to have to line up the print with the second image so it's in the right position. Now you can do it the way you did the first way, the first colour, because you've got an image on your screen, a bit like when you put the positive on, you should be able to line that image up to this one and get it in the right place. But there's another quicker way you might want to do it. So just let me over here to new print. So when you come to do your second colour, okay, you need to make sure it's in the right place. So this is just another way you can do it. So you have to move this paper out of the way. So imagine I've done that. We're going to get the acetate so it's in a position where the print can go on it. And then you're going to stick it down on one edge. Now I would like to do the whole edge, but I don't want to stick it on that paper, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So we made like a hinge, we can turn it. Then you would print this image on the acetate and you get your person, okay, your black image. Then you can get your first colour and you can line it up, get it exactly where you want it. When it's in the right position, you're going to put the stops on the print bed, okay, so not with any paper underneath, just like this. You're going to put them back on again, then every print should be perfect after that. Now if you wanted to move it around your second colour, like you mentioned before, you might want to just check it under the acetate and you can decide where it's going to go. You can play around with it. And that's pretty much what we're going to do this afternoon. We're going to try and print all the first colour, clean up, move to the second colour. See if we can get them looking nice and consistent. When you finish with the acetate, you can just wipe the ink off. So just quite off nicely. So I'm just going to show you how to clean up now. Put our gloves on. If you end up doing a lot of printing here, I'll give you a better pair of gloves like this, and these will last you all the time you're a student. So cleaning shouldn't be that difficult. It should be quite easy, but it'll only be easy if you remove all the ink. So you can get rid of most of the ink just on the scraper. Any ink that we leave behind is just going to get spread around when we're washing the screen. So that's a lot of ink there. And I'm just going to wipe down the squeegee. So I'm going to wet the cloth, squeeze out the water, so it's just damp. Now we don't want to wash it in the sink because we're going to lose all the ink. All the ink's going to go down the sink. We don't want that to happen. We want all the ink to go on the rag. Just need to wipe that down. There, that's ready for you to use. So I'll leave that there. Okay, and I can use this for my first bit of cleaning on the screen. So now we need to remove the ink from the screen. And it's much easier to clean if you don't spread it over the print image, because we don't want to put more ink in the holes of the mesh. Just get as much as possible. And then, because we haven't changed the colour, we can just put it back in. And we can use that again. So I'll clean this up in a minute. Now we're going to give it a wash. I'm going to use a damp cloth. It shouldn't be too difficult to clean. If you use a colour like a blue or a green or a black, a darker colour, you'll probably find it stains the screen a bit. But don't worry about that, just try and clean as much of the ink off as you can. You keep turning the rag around and you clean bit. Wash it underneath. When you think you've got it nice and clean, you get a cleaner rag, just wipe it down. And if the screen goes back to being yellow, you know you've done a good clean up, okay? If there's a little stain, that's alright. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to print our first colour, do a test print on newsprint. When you're happy with it, you're going to start on your paper, work through the pile of paper, then you're going to clean up, cover this one up, move over to the second area, remove the paper on the print bed, and just do everything you've just done all over again. The way we're printing today is going to be one flood and one print. One flood, one print. But in future, you might not always print like that. Sometimes there'll be no flooding. Sometimes there'll be more flooding. It's different for every image. Today, one flood, one print. If you print over and over again on the same piece of paper, it'll be too thick and your lines won't be sharp and it'll take ages to dry. Your first colour is going to take longer to dry than the second one. And if you do a nice clean print, one flood and one print, that's dry now. That's dry enough for me to print on. If you print thicker and heavier, it'll take longer to dry. So it depends how you print, okay? I'm going to shut up now because you're probably sick of me talking. I'll just let you get your colours, get started, and I'll come back in a minute, okay? Thank you.